What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're here in the middle of the desert with Ricky from Atlas Outdoors. Going to walk around the new AppalachianX.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
Hi everybody, I am Ricky with Atlas Outdoors, and we are out camping right now, and we wanted to show you the brand new AppalachianX that's here behind us. And this is our new model that we are just introducing. We're actually taking it to More Expo to show it off for the first time. So here we are. We're going to just kind of give you a walk around of it to just show you everything about it. But first I kind of wanted to, since it's brand new, we wanted to kind of give you an idea of how it came to be. And so that is where Bill comes in. Bill Reed with Coddiwomple Overland has joined our team recently, and they came to us with the idea of the AppalachianX. So I'll let him tell you how it came to be.
Thanks, Ricky. You know, Deb and I have been traveling for the last 3 years or so in different trailers, and we've had an opportunity to go through a tremendous amount of trailers to really learn what works, what doesn't, you know, kind of how wide, how big, how, you know, all the amenities of what a trailer needs to be. The trailer that we picked early on to be our favorite by far was the TetonX. The only holdup, I guess, if there is a holdup on the TetonX, it's an incredible trailer, is the first one was on the East Coast. You have a lot of tighter trails, so a wider stance is a little bit prohibitive out there. But with something that has the walls inside the fenders, it makes getting through the trails a lot easier. The other thing was, while the Teton comes in at a pretty low weight for its size, it still didn't hit that number for people that were driving a JKU or driving a Bronco or even a Subaru Outback. So when we came to work with you guys and we started talking about the possibility of a new trailer, there were some things that we put into play or goals that we had for this new trailer. We wanted it to be lighter, we wanted it to be narrower, and we wanted it to be at a lower price point that made it more competitive with a trailer of this size. So we wanted to fit the market very well also. So this is what, through lots of meetings over internet and meetings in person, CAD drawings, lots of going back and forth and just tweaking things to make it the perfect mid-size hybrid pop-top trailer. This is something that you can stand up in. This is something that you can pull with a mid-size SUV. And it's something that you can put in any trail. It tucks down behind the vehicle very well, and you're not going to be worrying about how wide it is or if it's going to be too wide for the trailer. So you can stand up in it, you can take it anywhere you want to go, and it's light enough to where you can pull it with pretty much anything you want to pull it with.
Exactly. And I've actually been towing it here with just my stock Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 3,500 pound tow capacity, and I've been noticing that the fuel mileage has been very good even with it, and it pulls really well. The fuel mileage without anything, just driving, is 19.8, and on their trip so far with towing, it's been 14.5. So I've been really impressed, and just the way it tows so easily has been really nice compared to the TetonX. I mean, like you said, they're both incredible trailers, and the Teton, for what it is quite light, but for a smaller vehicle like this, it is nicer to have a lighter trailer if you can deal with a little bit less space inside. Yeah,
this thing really fits the bill for that, and it has all of the same amenities, luxuries that you're going to find in the TetonX. It has all the same rugged features that you're going to find in the TetonX.
So, so you had the vision for it, and then once the vision, the vision was kind of there, then we needed a team to pull it in, to make it a reality.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. You know, Deb and I kind of had the vision. We knew what we kind of would want in a trailer, or what we would want to tweak just a little bit in a trailer. We knew the trailer that we wanted, obviously, but yeah, but once we did that, went through the CAD process, and then it went to the shop and actually went through a build process. There was an incredible team that put this trailer together. And this one, if you get a chance to look at this particular trailer, I want you to take note of the front dry box, and I want to show you that. So in the dry box, a lot of room. This is the same dry box that you get on the TX. This one's kind of special because when you flip it up, there's a quote on here that says, "This team built not just a camper, but a vessel for freedom, where every bolt turns a dream into an adventure." And everybody that had part of building this incredible trailer has their signature right there.
Okay, so now we'll start our walk around of the brand new AppalachianX. And we'll start right at the front of the trailer. We've got the Cruisemaster DO35 hitch still. A lot of this stuff you'll see is very similar to the TetonX, and that's kind of by design, because a lot of the things that we love about the TetonX we wanted to keep. So we have the 2x5 steel sealed chassis, just like we would on the TetonX, and so that is a heavy duty chassis, and we like the steel. It is a little heavier than maybe aluminum would be, or a C-channel would be with this steel box like this, but it is heavy duty, and we've seen that, and so we're sticking with that for the AppalachianX. And then we've got the Arc Jockey wheel. This is a heavy-duty wheel that we love, and so we have that on here as well. And then we have the dry box. We've already kind of showed you that, with tons of storage inside. And again, that's all storage. There's no components inside here to take up any of the space. That's all for your own storage and how you want it. How you want to use it. And there's an automatic light inside here. It's easier to see in the dark, but when you flip the door open, that comes on automatically. And then you can have the port here on the front as well for air, and that is nice for airing down. When you're airing down, this will be nice to air back up your tires or just blow the dust off, things like that at camp. That's really nice to have on the front. A lot of people find it more useful than they thought they might have. So that's a cool little feature that we have. And then obviously we have the parking brake here. You can see that, so you can set the brake to lock the brakes in place while you're unhooking, or if you just want to hold it in place there, that's nice. And then that's just this here is just a breakaway for safety. But as we move back, we've got the propane tank here, and the cool thing about this is actually the propane tank for the stove in the rear. And instead of having to pull that off, we didn't like to put it on the back because there are RV regulations that say not to put it on the back. So we wanted it on the front, but instead of having to pull it off and take it to the back, we've just plumbed it to the back. So now we can just plug the stove in at the back and just leave the tank right here where it is. We also have a tank on the other side of the box, and that is for the water heater and the furnace. So that kind of covers the front end. We've got a MOLLE panel here on the front as well that you can add, and that's just for accessories, things like this axe that are really nice. So just another place to use that storage to make it more usable and more functional, so that you can store your things there while you're traveling. So then we will start moving back into the kitchen area. So the first thing that you'll see here is the front cargo, and this is where we keep our refrigerator. And so this is the fridge and freezer combo, and that just slides out on this slide just like this. and then it locks out on these heavy duty slides, and these are really nice. That's just a nice smooth ride, and then once it's out, you have and we have the IceCo on this one. And the nice thing about the IceCo is that you can open it from both sides. We also have a Dometic option as well, so they're both good options, and then you can kind of just choose which you prefer. But we put the IceCo on the demo. We've been kind of trying it out lately, and we've been liking what we've seen. So this is just another one. We just wanted to put it on this one to get to try it out while we have this demo running around the country. So that's that'll kind of cover your fridge, and then underneath we have a table as well. And so this table just slides out like this, and then there's a latch right underneath it that locks it in place. And then you also have legs that drop down, and you can set these legs to any position. So you just drop them to where they need to be, and then you can lock them in place, and then that keeps it nice and solid. So that pretty much covers your front cargo area. And so now we'll move back to the rear. And so that is where the rest of your kitchen area would be. So that's your stove and sink. So this door just drops down, and then we just have this set up on a handle, and you can just pull this right out. And then that is your entire kitchen on this slide. And so now our countertop will actually slide right off the back. And then we have a Camp Chef Mountaineer stove. These are 20,000 BTU burners. So these are excellent at altitude. They've been really good. Basically wherever you are, they perform really well. So we've been really happy with this stove. It's also it's a nice big surface that you can cook on. So it gives you a lot of space. Bill and Deb, I know, have even had 3 pots on here. So that's a really nice stove that we've been liking. And then you have your sink here as well, the Dometic sink. And then we've got our supplies in here right now, but that's great too, and that is all hooked up to your hot water system, so you have hot and cold water here at the tap. And then you will just drop the drain down into a bucket for your gray water. And then like I was saying before, the stove, your stove can just, you can undo your hose here. This is just stashed away right now, and then there's a spot right here that you can take this cap off of, and then this will be what is the line to the propane tank at the front that I was showing you. So you just plug this in, and then you turn your tank on at the front, and then you're ready to cook. So it's really just that easy. So a lot of thought went into this, and just how to make it convenient and easy to use. I think that we've kind of accomplished that. The crew has with this. So the other thing to show you here is the drawer that slides out. Looks like the cup caught on there, but then you have all your accessories and everything that you need right here. And that is all right underneath the stove, and then that just slides away nice and easy, and then it's on the soft close slides. So that pretty much is a quick walkthrough of the kitchen. The other nice thing is that you can have your pantry items right next to it. If you have this cabinet on the back, this is your cabinet for storage. There's a 110 volt outlet in here, so that is really nice to have as well. And then you can have power there if you want a microwave or a coffee maker or things like that. You have an actual sliding tray in here that you can slide out, so that's always nice. If you want your coffee pot or something like that, you can put it right on this tray, and we'll just move this off to show you that. That's where that sits. But you can put anything you want on here, and you can actually flip this over so that it's a tray. You can see underneath here there's a lip on the bottom, so like we've done at the top, you can make this into a tray instead of just the flat shelf. So there is flexibility in how you can use this cabinet, which is really nice. I mean, and that was the idea, is that you can make it how you want it, and you can use the storage the way you want it, whether you want to stretch it out and make one big shelf, or if you want to move them down. This fixed shelf here can actually move down to these other spots as well. So you can move it around and kind of adjust to how you like it, how your camping style works, and then you can go from there. So that is a nice thing. The other nice thing with this is that it's right next to the kitchen. So when you slide this back in, it locks in place like that. So now that's going to stay in, but you still have this top here. You can use this as a countertop, another prep area for your kitchen. So now you have this prep area here that you can use for whatever you need. You also have the countertop all with this kitchen area here. So what we like to do is we just like to take the things out of our fridge that we want. You can just walk right across here, set them up here, and then you can start your cooking. You still have more prep space here. The prep space is so nice. It really is to have everything set out so that you're able to do what you need to do and have the space to do it. And with such a small trailer, that is really nice to have, is that to have all this space, especially with the pull-out table there on the front as well. So now we've stashed away the kitchen, and I would like to show you the awning next. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up the awning when you're at camp. So when you just have to you have to unzip the bag first. And then there's actually some Velcro here that holds those, but we'll unzip that the rest of the way. And now this is your awning. This is how it looks when it's stored. So now what we do, there's just these Velcro straps. Undo those and everything just drops out. And now we just stretch it out. We'll just swing this all the way around. And now we have straps here at the back. There's a strap that you just connect to the top. And then we have this, we have a hook here for you to use for the strap. And then push this over and tighten it up. And you're good on the back. And so now we'll do the same here on the front. Exact same process, just at the front. And we'll pull this out, and we have our strap here, and we'll hook this up to the top. The nice thing that you can do, I'm just going to hop up here and tighten it up. You can use it on the front molly. If you don't have a front molly panel, then we'll have a hook just like we showed you on the back. We'll have that exact same hook on the front. And then you can use that and that should do it. So now you're all set with a 270-degree awning around your trailer. And this is great for sun. It's great for the rain as well. And this has been amazing for us. We've really liked the OVS awning. There are poles that come with it. So some of them are built right into it. And so they'll just drop down. And so in windy situations, or if it's raining, things like that, you can set those up, and then it's solid here as well. And then you can use the tethers. You can either tether it in windy situations, or you can tether it in between to allow the rain to funnel off the top as well. So lots of different features with the OVS awning. And like I said, this was a newer version, so this is the blackout, and it also has lights here, and then the lights, these all come as part of the awning now. So and then there's cool little storage bags up here that slide into the track, and that all comes with it, and that comes with the cords that you need. The cords can just plug right in here into this outlet here, and then you're good to go. You have lights underneath your awning as well. So that's a cool option to have as well. And the awning comes standard on the trailer. Okay, so now we're over here at the other side of the trailer, and I'm just going to quickly walk you through what we've got here on the other side. So we have the low pressure water fill, and this is a sealed water fill, and that's just filled with the standard hose. And this will lock with the same key that the entry door and the cargo doors lock with. And then we've got your shore power, and this is a 30 amp shore power, and you can adjust that if you want the 15 amp instead, if you're using your just like 110 outlet at your home. you can use that too, and you can adjust that. We've got electronics inside that are smart, so you can do both. And then we've got an SAE port here. That works really nice with Zamp Solar. We have Zamp solar panels on the top, and this is for portable solar panels. So if you're camped underneath trees, or if you just want some extra solar power coming in, you can use this side port and then plug a panel in and have it laying on the ground. So that's a nice option. That comes standard on all of them. This is an optional feature. This is if you have Starlink or WeBoost. You can add this port to the side and then plug just right into the side of the trailer and have your Starlink antenna out on the ground, and then you can have your Starlink or WeBoost set up with the trailer. The next thing you'll see is the shower port. So that is just the typical the bullfinch shower that we've been using, and then that will go right over here to the shower room here. And this is a 23/0 single shower, and I will open that up for you real quick to show you that. It's a really easy setup, just like they all are. The Velcro just holds it up in place, and then it's going to just drop down. And the nice thing with this, besides the quick and easy setup, is that it comes with a floor and a roof. So we'll just fold this out, and it clicks into place, and then you can stake it down. And then you have your shower port that you're going to use. You're going to have your shower going right inside, and then you have a shower tent just that fast. So on the roof, we've got the optional roof rack. We've got perimeter lights up there. The perimeter lights are just a bigger lights that will light up the area a lot bigger than what the lights on the side of the trailer are. So you can see the lights here down on the walls around the trailer. Those are the white lights, and they can also be amber. And so those are both ways which are really nice. And then the perimeter lights are optional if you want a bigger spread of light when you're setting up camp, or when you're just backing in, or for whatever you're doing there. Also on the roof, we have solar panels. We can get up to 380 watts of solar panels on the roof. And then the other thing that I haven't quite talked about yet is underneath. So we have our trailing arm suspension. It's our Nomad suspension. It's the air suspension on this trailer, and that is standard. The air suspension is standard on this trailer, and the nice thing with the air is, besides the soft ride that you get off-road, you can kind of set it exactly to the ride that you want. When you're really on the rugged stuff, the trailer's not going to be beating like it would with the different kinds of suspension. And the last thing and maybe the nicest feature for the air suspension is when you get to camp. And if you're off level, you can just use the suspension, and they're independently operated. So you can add air to the left or to the right. You can lower the air. You can lower it all the way down so that it takes the airbags out of it, and that kind of takes out some of the movement in the trailer when you're getting in and out. But it also is nice to operate them independently so that you can level it as well. So that's the cool features of the air suspension that we love. So now we're inside the trailer, and I will start at the control panel. As we come right inside the entry door, this is the control panel for all the lights. So we have our interior lights front and rear, and of course the rock lights, and then the lights all the way around the outside. Those are all dimmable, which is really nice. And then we've got your water pump, your air compressor controls, the airbag controls, perimeter lights, and all of that would be your switches for the electrical components of the trailer. Speaking of electrical, we have the Victron touchscreen monitor here too, and that monitors all of the power going in and out, and it also monitors your freshwater tank. And there's actually a lot of functionality that this screen offers, and you can go to different screens on there to see different things, depending on what you prefer to see, what you prefer to have up. And then you have your water tank level on there as well. So this is really nice, and it's a good feature, and it's a high-tech feature that gives you a lot of control and visibility of your electrical system and your water system. So that is really nice. And this actually also acts as your control when you are winterizing. You also have your water heater and your furnace control here. That's all on the Truma panel. And then you have a couple charge ports and your gauge for the airbags. It is nice to have a level right here too, so when you're adjusting your airbags, you have the level there so you know when you're level. And all of that is kind of right here and right where you need it to be. So elsewhere in the cabin, we have a 110 volt outlet here. You also have a CO monitor and a propane monitor. So we'll walk through the front of the trailer, and actually on the roof is where I'll start. So the vent fan here is what would be standard, and that is great for moving the air around the cabin. You can put the Dometic air conditioner on here instead if you prefer the air conditioning. We just put the vent fan on the demo. That is one way to keep the weight down. If you're trying to keep the weight down for your lighter SUVs, that is one way to keep it down. So. Then on the front, we have these storage cabinets, which are all the way across the front, and these are standard in the trailer, and gives you tons of storage on the front, so that you can put everything that you need to in there. And then they latch close, and so that they'll stay closed and solid while you're traveling. Nothing's gonna fall open and come out. So the storage has been great, and we really like how this is all set up. It gives you tons and tons of different storage in the front. Moving on from there, we've got the windows in the top. And those are zippered and velcroed all the way around. So the zippers on the side and then velcro along the top, and that kind of shows you. And then you've got the window here as well. So in the same function for that, you unzip it on the side and then pull the Velcro down. So then you have your screen. You get lots of air moving around. If it's raining, you can just push this back up, and then you've got that sealed off, and then you're watertight in here. If you want the blackout at night, then you just put the shades right back up. We've got the big lagoon table here as well, and that is nice for working, for meals. When you have this at night, you would just pull this off the arm and set it down, and then you can pull out your trifold mattress and have a full bed inside here too. So now we have the bed down, and so this is how it looks when it's pulled out. And you can see that there's two folds in it, so then there's three mattresses total that make up the bed, but they're all sewn together, so it's easy to fold them up and move them around. And then on the back, you can see there's charge ports for USB and 12 volt charging on both sides. And then you can put when it's hooked up, you can put your phones in the little, the netting there or you can put them up on the shelf. So that gives you options there at the back, which is really nice. So in the back, we have a nice shelf here for more storage. You can put on the shelf whatever you like, and it's below the roof, so you can probably leave a lot of your stuff, depending on what you're putting on the shelf. You could probably leave it there when you close the roof. So that is nice to have there, and it's functional all the time. And then of course we've got the windows that you can open up and pop open. These are on gas shocks, so you can actually open them to anywhere you want, and then when you're done, you just pull them closed. And then those latch shut, and then they have the shade as well as the screen. If you'd like to know more, if there's anything we missed, please let us know in the comments or just reach out to us directly, and we'd be happy to get you more information or we'd love to have you walk through it. You can always check and see what shows we're going to be at. This trailer's going to be all over the country, showing it off this year. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to get out and see it and step in person and see if this is the right trailer for you. So we hope it is, because we'd love to work with you. So just reach out to us, and we'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching.